Hi guys, so I thought I would do an updated how I changed my ostomy bag and include a little bit more information for like healthcare providers since I am in nursing school now. So yeah, I thought I would show you how I changed my bag and realistically what might happen during the bag change because you may or may not see Leroy explode. Usually I will edit that stuff out, but because I am gearing this also to like nurses who might be doing this, I want to make it realistic because it's not always a clean process. So I thought I would show all that too. Don't worry, it's not horrible, but yeah, just prepare yourself, and hopefully YouTube does not report this again because apparently every time I show my stoma that's inappropriate. I don't know why. It's whatever. But anyway, enjoy the video.
Alright, so this is where my ostomy actually is. You can see it's pretty full right now, and that's why it's a really good time to change it, and also it's leaking. I can feel it lifting off of my skin, and I can feel a little bit of irritation, a little bit of itchiness, so just a really good time to change it. Very convenient. So I grab a piece of toilet paper and I tuck it into my shorts or whatever pants I'm wearing, just to protect the clothing, because sometimes Leroy will not always cooperate. I also use bags that come with the Hollister pouches, and these are really good to use just to kind of wrap around the bag. So when you take off the flange in the bag, you can take it off as one piece and it's already taken care of. You don't have to worry about transferring it to, a trash bag or anything. It's already there. Now these are the flanges I use. I use a two-piece system, and I use an opaque bag, which you will see in a few minutes. Usually in the hospital, they will offer clear bags, but now that I'm home, I don't really like that. And you can see on a lot of flanges, they have little guides for where you can cut out. I know my stoma size pretty well by now because it hasn't changed sizes. It's stabilized. I believe a few months after, there is a chance for it to get bigger or smaller. And mine kind of changed shape too. Mine is very round now, which is very lucky, convenient for cutting. And I like to use the curved scissors. They just make it a little bit more easier than using flat because it's already curving for me when I'm cutting out that circle. And here's one of the pastes. There are many different kinds of paste, but this is already formed for you. You don't have to use a tube of it. It doesn't get messy. And with this one, all you do is you take off the backing and then you kind of stretch it to whatever size you need. So I don't like to touch it too much. I try and touch the edges when I do this because I don't want to make it less sticky. And then I will just place it onto the flange, which you'll see in just a second. I'm going to try and match up the circles perfectly. It's a little difficult. There we go. So I just press it on. I don't press it on too hard because once you place that flange on, you can do all of that. You can do the pressing, so there it is. And that's all ready. So we can just set that aside and take care of the skin. So we're going to take the bag off and all of that. And I'm warning you, like I did before, Leroy does not behave. So you will see some output. I know it's gross, but this is the reality of having an ostomy. It could be so much worse. So be thankful. With this part, I wanted to mention, with a new ostomy, the skin tends to be very raw. So pulling off the bag like I do, you'll see in 1 second, might not happen. You might have to use adhesive removers and kind of wipe around the edge, and that helps so much with the pain. I remember using like 5 adhesive remover wipes to get my bag off because it was so raw. But now that my skin is kind of toughened up, it's a lot better. Here's the paper towel I was talking about in my last video. This is what I do. Put it underneath and then I kind of wrap it around and I can do, I can take care of the skin. So first I'm using the adhesive remover. It's very important to use one that does not leave any residue or else your bag will not stick. It just won't. So this one is Nil Tack. I don't know if they use this in hospitals too much, but this is a really good one. It also has a really large wipe, which is so great for cleaning. Usually adhesive remover wipes are teeny tiny. They're like a square inch. So yeah, so I like to wipe this from cleanest to kind of the most messiest part, which is closer to the stoma. So I'll start from the outside and go in. And you can see the underneath my stoma is the grossest, so we're going to work there especially. We want to make sure that the skin is completely clean. You do not want any bits of adhesive from your last bag. You just want your skin, and that's it. Otherwise, your new bag will not stick, or it won't stick long. So I'm thinking, at this point I thought that the stoma was going to be fine, and it wasn't going to do anything, but you can see that it was not fine. So here are some skin barriers. This is a Coloplast one. I like those, and I also like the ones that go along with the nil tack. They're called Silease, and these are also large white, which is nice. So if you do have to do a little extra cleaning, like it looks like I do, works really great. Yeah, so this is the reality. This is what happens. This is nothing compared to sometimes. So I just replaced the thing for my shorts because I like these shorts, and it's just going to be annoying for me and keep doing it. So I'm just cleaning around the whole area, making sure that I'm getting the barrier all over the skin, because this is also going to protect the skin if you do get a leak. I have a hair dryer here. You can put it on the warm setting, not the hot, but the warm. Warm up the skin. You can also dry the skin barrier with this. And I also will warm up my actual flange, so it kind of gets a little more gooey, if that makes sense. It really works well. So I'm going to put this on really fast because I know my stoma is being active, and that's why I prepared the flange beforehand. You can see I just placed it over the stoma. I usually do this in the mirror so I can, aim it well. And now I'm going to place the pouch on. And this is the opaque pouch I was talking about. It has a filter at the top, you can see. And this one does not drain. There are many drainable ones. I just prefer these really small bags. There's no clip that I have to worry about showing up under my shirt or my pants. So what I do is I press from the outside inward towards the stoma when I'm pressing the flange on, because this will help the bubbles get out, and I don't want to press the bubbles outward because that'll make more tunneling happen. So if I press inward, it makes the bubbles come back from where they came. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it tends to work for me. And then you'll see that with the Hollister wafers, you have these little backings for the fabric surroundings. You've got the more gel part, which is in the inside, and then the paper or fabric surrounding, which is really nice if you have a leak. I always think of it as my second barrier, because if you do have a leak, you see it before it's everywhere, before it's getting on your clothes. So you have a few minutes to get to a bathroom. So anyway, I'm just taking off the backing from the fabric, and I'm pressing that on too. And sometimes I will just sit there and hold the bag on for a couple minutes just to make sure that it's really secure. And you can see it looks pretty good. Yeah, you'll see the leaks coming out on that fabric. It's really nice. That's why I use these a lot. So I'm just making sure it's on and it feels good. So I am ready to go. And you can tell now my stomach is flat and nobody would ever know that I have an ostomy.
So I hoped my little video today showed you how to change a bag really well. I hope I included all the facts that are important when you're dealing with a patient who has an ostomy bag. I've had nurses who didn't really know how to change one, so I think it's really important when you do have an ostomy patient, you need to know how to change a bag correctly, because there might be infection, or you never know what's going to happen. Any irritation, you don't want that to happen to your patient, especially if they just got the bag. So, alright, my battery's about to die, so I am gonna say goodbye. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.